On the news tonight, Governor Soludo commends achievements at Chuka Uku University. Former President of Malawi, Banda, tasked African leaders on proper management of resources. Federal government to close Third Mainland Bridge on Monday for repairs. Israeli airstrikes kill at least 28 people in southern Gaza. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chuka Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and glad to have you join us on the news tonight. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Anambra State Governor Professor Chuka Soludo has commended the Vice Chancellor of Chuka Uku University, Igbariam, Professor Greg Wakobi, for his leadership disposition in the institution. Governor Soludo gave the commendation during a one-day working visit to the school. Government House correspondent Ejikabana reports.
The governor, who is the visitor of COOU, received a rousing welcome from students of the institution at the school gate, from where he later held an interactive session with management of the school. The governor, who noted that the university is very important to the future of the state, expressed satisfaction with the achievements of the Professor Marco-led management, especially in terms of physical sustainability, in spite of the challenges driving the university into becoming the second-best state university in the country. The governor, who charged them to aim to become the first among equals, advised them to rediscover the purpose of the school in an era of the fourth industrial revolution. He explained that even though his administration came through a difficult economic times, it is determined to deliver more values, working with the 5 pillars of government to make Anambra a place to live, work, relax, and enjoy.
I'm particularly excited by this particular delivery that the university has been kept open, I think, much better than any other public university system. It's a major accomplishment of this university, and it is a major message. I want to congratulate you, Swakobi, because one key area, as mentioned, is probably the university's the level of what you might call, on the order of what you call fiscal sustainability. I mean, practice, going by what I have heard, your second among the state universities. The fundamental achievement here is that despite the disruptions of the national universities, with strikes and all of that, this university has remained open. We must intentionally decide that we have to be number one.
Also speaking, the Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumude, emphasized that the governor Soludo brought within education, revolution, and reformation, creating a rapid renaissance of education in the state and canvassed support for the governor from the people.
The state is moving from your modest educational revolution and reformation. Mr. Governor, you actually started by declaring absolute emergency on education, which has been said before, culminated into the employment of 5,000 teachers. This university is your first constituency. Every home is represented here. Almost changes in the educational sector is coming back home to Chuka Uku University.
Responding, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Makobi, ran through the programs of the institution and its achievements and success, and disclosed that the institution has existed without interruption since 2018. Professor Makobi, who noted that it was the first time a sitting governor was visiting the institution to assess the university and areas of need, appealed to the governor to appoint a governing council and chancellor for the institution, build hostels and library, amongst others.
I also use this opportunity to express our profound gratitude and indefinable appreciation to you for the statutory subvention the government pays to the university every month for the payment of the salaries. We also thank you immensely for finding us worthy to share in the allocation of solar light system by the government of the state. The whole and entirety of the university environment are lighted by that solar.
The governor also had a session with the students of the institution, where the Student Union Government President, Mr. Matthew Obala, extolled the governor's effort in the state and requested for construction of speed bump along the roads leading to the school, buses and school hostel, and the governor granted the first two requests.
Former President of Malawi Banda tasked African leaders on proper management of resources. The former President of Malawi and 12th guest lecturer of the annual Zik Lecture Series, Dr. Joyce Banda, has tasked African leaders on proper management of the continent's resources in the interests of the people. Dr. Banda made the call at Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, while delivering a lecture on the theme of the event, Reclaiming Zik's World, Climate Justice and Africa's Sustainable Development. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo reports.
Emphasizing on the need for African leaders to borrow a leaf from the late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, whom she described as a great man that sacrificed a lot for Nigeria and Africa in general. The one-time Malawi president, Dr. Bandan, who attributed the major cause of economic hardship presently ravaging Africa to mismanagement of resources by corrupt leaders in the continent, who embezzle public funds on a daily basis, reminded the leaders that natural resources in the continent belong to the people who should not be used for their personal gains, and asked them to use the proceeds of the resources to provide the people with good life. Dr. Bandan called on Africans to give women more opportunity to contribute to the development of the continent by accommodating them in decision-making positions, even as she urged Nigerian government and others to create good opportunities for youth to minimize their migration to other countries of the world, where they are most times ill-treated and sometimes killed.
We are here to honor the life of a gallant fighter for human rights and justice, the man that embodied humanity and servant leadership, the man who we are and have continued to celebrate the great Azikiwe of Africa.
This is a very unique time in the life of our country. This is a time when we are witnessing deep fragmentation of our dear country due to regional politics and affiliations. But this university, with what I'm saying, you were demonstrated by you are called the intellectual capital of the Southeast.
Managing Director of Advertisement Agency, Dr. Jude Emecheta, encouraged leaders at different levels to jettison bad leadership style and render selfless services to the people they lead, just like the late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, whom he observed valued national unity and progress over his personal gains.
Anambra State Police Commissioner CP Aderemi Adeoye has warned that the State Police Command will not condone the reckless resort to jungle justice by anyone or group in the state. In a release signed by the Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Ikenga Tochukwu described any mob that lynches crime suspects as beasts, noting that groups and individuals that resort to jungle justice are worse than the suspects they lynch. It warned that those who lynch suspects commit murder, which carries a death penalty, as the courts have not delegated anyone outside the judiciary to try, convict, and execute suspects. The release said that the police commissioner has advised all aggrieved persons to take their cases to the police, and if they don't get justice, to contact his office directly. He assured the people of Anambra State that the command will always be alive to their responsibility in maintaining law and order, stressing that recourse to self-help will not be tolerated. Ferdinand Dozie Nwankwo Foundation has commenced its first batch of training of youths in Anambra State. The training, which is ongoing at the Ferdinand Dozie Nwankwo Center for Development and ICT at Enugu in Njikoka local government area, attracted youths drawn from all parts of Anambra Central Senatorial District who are being trained in their preferred skills. Chibuzo Obidike filed the report taken from here.
Benefactor of the foundation, Chief Dozie Nwankwo, is the immediate past member of Njikoka Dunukofia and Anocha Federal Constituency at the National Assembly, and also the candidate of All Progressive Grand Alliance (APGA) for Anambra Central Senatorial District in the 2023 general elections. Speaking during the event, Chief Nwankwo, who said that ICT Center is one of his pet projects because of his desire to invest in human capital development of Anambra State, said that skills development, ICT, and education have special places in his vision to create jobs for the youths of the district and the state in general. According to him, the skills development and acquisition section of the center has cosmetology, food processing, woodwork, fashion and designing, hairdressing, confectionaries, photography, video editing, cinematography, security system, surveillance, interior decoration, and civil finishing units. The former federal lawmaker who spoke through Mr. Chuka Uku explained that the training is for both graduates and undergraduates who are passionate of securing a bright future, and assured that the foundation will provide startup kits for well-deserving participants at the end of the training, which will last for 6 months.
This is a pet project that is so dear to him that spurred him into developing and putting up this kind of edifice, so that issues like this, our young ones will find a place to pick up skills and develop themselves.
Some of the beneficiaries, including Miss Nedinso Agubuo from Abagana, Pasco Kenechukwu from Umuchu, and Eloka Nyamoko, who were full of praises, thanked Chief Nwankwo for the opportunity, which they said is free of cost from registration and daily feeding at the training center, and promised to put in their best during the training.
So in this 21st century that we are in now, one needs to be IT inclined so that things will not be so difficult or so hard for you.
The trainers of the center, Mr. Chukwu Manwafo and Ogechukwu Rosemary, say that the training is a practical one because the training materials and machines have been made available by the foundation, and assured that on completion, the skills acquired by the participants are ones that can make them employers of labor.
We will train them on personnel marketing. Well, you have to start with personnel marketing. That's number one. You don't have the money for advert to go to your media stations to advertise and all that. So you have to start with personnel marketing. Start from your family. If you produce something, you go to your dad. This is what we produce. Buy some from me. You start with your uncles, you start with your friends. These are people that will start supporting you. From there, you now pick. Once your products are good, that's why I said that issue that you don't do a lot of products. You choose 2 or 3 and start with them. You make your money from those areas. And once you start seeing the money, you get enthusiastic to do more.
The need for value reorientation, revival, and reformation of culture as components of Igbo identity formed the submissions of speakers at the 2023 anniversary lecture of Sapienza International Media Center with the topic Igbo Renaissance and Identity between the media and the rest of us. Correspondent Odina Kanwolise reports.
The event, which attracted stakeholders, academians, as well as industrialists, offered a forum to reflect and cross-fertilize ideas on social-cultural development of Ndi Igbo. In his keynote speech, the former managing director of Anambra Broadcasting Service, Dr. Uche Mora, underscored the importance of orientation and cultural values to the cause of Igbo Renaissance, explaining that Ndi Igbo will continue to make progress experienced during the past colonial days if only they embrace the cultural ideals exemplified by past leaders who resonate across Igbo land, lamenting that the practice of colonization and Western influence have affected the identity of Igbo culture. Dr. Mora urged Ndi Igbo to go back to the drawing board, embrace and promote cultural values, even as he tasked the media to focus in contributing towards the socio-economic development of the Igbo society.
Sanctity and respect for human life.
Speaking at the event, a stakeholder, Chuka Uku, made a strong case on the marginalization of Ndi Igbo and creation of additional states in the southeast zone, urged Ndi Igbo to be more united as a formidable force for more bargaining power. He encouraged the youth to rekindle interest and explore business ideas and be economically empowered to make a difference. Chief Okeke commended Radio Sapientia for initiating the timely lecture, which according to him will go a long way in redirecting the minds of the youth positively.
Ojoy no NPN, I will NPP. And I do also rapun makanya, kai kube maka, echina biabia. And know if I need a keta. Says I am a kum, I need the lake kono.
The head of the Department of Mass Communication, Chuka Uku University, Ibairiam, Professor Angela Wammo, in a lecture highlighted that Igbo language and cultural value should be part of the school curriculum. Professor Wammo, who decried the level of vices that have contaminated the society, lauded the station for the agenda setting and living up to her corporate social responsibility. Contributing, a university don, Professor Emeka Obi and Reverend Father Fidelis Onwodiofo, called on upcoming generations to imbibe positive attributes and be conscious in promoting Igbo culture globally. Speaking to ABS, the managing director, Sapientia International Media Center, Reverend Father O.C. Aloy Orakwe, observed that the lecture aims at contributing its quota in impacting and transforming the society for the better, appreciating all and sundry for the success of the event.
Sapientia being a leading media outfit in the Southeast, we're supposed to take the lead, and that's exactly what we're doing.
The anniversary lecture featured question and answer section in Onitsha, Odinaka Nwolisa, ABS News.
And still to come on the news, federal government to close third mainland bridge on Monday for repairs. Israeli airstrikes killed at least 28 people in Gaza. Stay tuned, we'll be back after this break.
Introducing Treasure in a Smally Pack. Buy in any available store today. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
We are passionate about 2 things in Nigeria. The first is football. The second is our rice. And nobody celebrates like a Nigerian. So, for every goal scored, every mark made, you can be sure to always come back home to rice. Celebrate with Nigerian Premium Big Bull Rice, homegrown just like you. Big Bull Rice, tasty rice, nourished you.
Introducing Treasure in a Smally Pack. Buy in any available store today. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Glad to welcome you back to the rest of the news. The federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Works, will close up all ramps of the third mainland bridge to traffic by 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday, 20th of November 2023. The Federal Comptroller of Works in Lagos State, Mr. Olukorede Keisha, made this known in a statement. Mr. Keisha said the federal government was set to undertake extensive repairs on the bridge. At least 28 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli airstrike on 2 residential areas of Khan Yunis in southern Gaza. The director of Nasser Medical Complex in the south said his facility received 26 bodies and 23 people with serious injuries after the Hamas strike, according to newsmen. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have moved to the southern Gaza Strip after Israel ordered them to after Israel ordered them to evacuate the northern region, claiming it would be safer amidst Israeli forces' ground offensive there. 2/3 of them are now homeless. In recent weeks, Israeli bombardments have also intensified in the south. The Super Eagles squad have arrived in Kigali, Rwanda, for their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying fixture against the Warriors of Zimbabwe tomorrow. According to the reports, the delegation of players and officials traveled to East Africa aboard a chartered aircraft that departed from the Victor Atta International Airport Friday night and is expected to touch down in Kigali at dawn before a 2-hour road trip to Butare, the city where the match venue is located. The 20,000 capacity Huye Stadium has an artificial turf, but the Eagles have voiced a collective decision not to be bothered about the playing soft turf as they seek the maximum three points. After a 1-point draw with Lesotho's Crocodiles in Uyo, Joseph Pesiro vowed to face the remaining 9 matches of the qualification series with a much stronger mentality, with victory in each match the only option. It was a moment of grief and pain for the family of Emmanuel Nwafo Koye, the former chief driver of the ABS, as his body was laid to rest in Okmono, Oka South local government area. Kenechukwu Chukodi has the details.
After his body was committed to Mother Earth at Umuodo, Okpuno, his eldest son, Mr. Emmanuel Nwafo, described his late father as one who embodied humility, generosity, and was always dedicated to any duty assigned to him. In the same vein, the eldest daughter, Miss Teresa Nwafo, said that the father was a jovial man who shared memorable moments with his children, noting his exploits and challenges in life and how he conquered them, which he said encouraged his children to embrace peaceful coexistence amongst themselves and with people around them.
My father was a jovial man. On somebody na like a umuya, so na call it to see waving. To see waving do no gun or lie away. Oga say like a lot of them. I can only have one white this year. Mam when papia do the jam a also. Mam way to get a boy in on it. Ma it was way during his childhood time. To this time around.
In their separate reactions, the deceased sister, Mrs. Ebele Chukwu Nwafo, and his other children, Mr. Maxwell and Miss Amara Nwafo, noted that the deceased was kind, humble, and friendly to all. In their separate condolence messages, the Director of Administration at ABS, Lady Tina Ekenta, and our news and current affairs counterpart, Mrs. Judy Jeff Nwabweze, affirmed that late Mr. Okoye was dedicated to his duties, responsible and calm, lamenting that the ABS family would greatly miss him, urging the immediate family to be comforted and find solace in God.
I really described him. He was very dedicated, very responsible, calm, calculated. We miss him a lot. We miss him because Emma was just extremely nice.
Family, friends, associates, and well-wishers, including the ABS staff, came to con.
May Emma's soul rest in peace. Amen. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page, follow us at ABS Television, subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka, and at X at ABS Radio TV, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. And now a recap of the main points. Governor Soludo has commended achievements at Chuka Uku University. Former President of Malawi, Banda, has tasked African leaders on proper management of resources. Federal government is to close Third Mainland Bridge on Monday for repairs. And on the foreign scene, Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 28 people in southern Gaza. And before we go, the special message again. Governor Chuka Uku has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that does it on the news for tonight. Thank you so very much for watching. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Kachifo.